Hi, and welcome to the sound design presentation by Robert Gustafsson, using Fmod to implement sounds into the game Cube 2, Sauerbraten. First, Robert started out creating a sound asset list to have a better idea of what needed to get done. In order to create different weapon sounds, Robert used short gameplay videos of the different weapons to be able to make intricate sound design decisions in his digital audio workstation. In this case, Nuendo. For the rifle, Robert used multi-sound modules, so his samples can get picked randomly every time the sound is triggered. He also added random pitch for every trigger of each sound. Robert started out with 3 layers: mechanical for high frequencies, body for the main sound, and punch for the low frequencies. Robert extracted the mechanical sounds from Nuendo in parts, then rebuilt it in Fmod. This gives him the advantage of randomly pitching every part and adding delay interval to get the sample to play at different times when it's triggered. For the grenade launcher, Robert wanted more of a futuristic sound for a futuristic weapon. Here, he added synthetic sound with the help of Massive for the bounce and the hit. The chainsaw. Robert put the chainsaw sound within an intensity parameter so that the chainsaw can be idle while the player is not triggering the button, and active when the player does trigger it. Robert wanted the chainsaw to sound massive and worn down. The body and punch are created from an idle chainsaw loop. With the mechanical sound and idle, Robert created 2 sound events within the chainsaw event. Within the event, he created a multi-sound with different metallic clanks to give a feeling of being old and worn. Robert gave the multi-sound delay interval and a probability of 74%, so it wouldn't play constantly. When the chainsaw goes over to active mode, Robert has a sound loop of an active chainsaw. He has a mechanical layer with a scattered sound module. Inside the module, he put scraping sword sounds. He set the polyphony and the total sound to 5 to make it sound like a lot of scraping. Here are some of the other weapon sounds Robert added to the game. For the creature sounds, Robert recorded the greatest voice actor, yours truly. He recorded in high quality so he could have more freedom to manipulate the voice. Robert created most of the creature sounds with 1 to 4 layers, depending on the creature. He manipulated the voices with pitch and other fun plugins. Not that it needed any manipulation. Here is the ball. Here is the goblin. Here is the ogre, and here is the knight. The knight's voice was piped through absinthe. For the creature attacks, Robert wanted a shooting sound and an attacking voice. To do this, Robert placed 2 events inside the attack event, just to have better control of the 2 different events. For the creature's footsteps, Robert recorded different shoes and even the classic coconut trick for hooves. Of course, he did twist the coconut sound in Nuendo. For most of his field recording, Robert would clean up with the help of Isotope's RX-3. To get the knight's armor sound, Robert recorded shaking cutlery, then pitched it down 10 semitones, and voila, we have a metal suit. For the player, Robert went with my amazing normal human voice. For the player's movements, he recorded running in sneakers and shook tools together to create the sound of running with a lot of gear. For the water splashes, Robert dipped his feet in a filthy lake, once again proving he'll do anything to get the sounds he needs. Disgusting. Robert used sounds specific to the purpose of each game item.
Quad power!
Robert also placed map sound events in edit mode to create sounds in specific locations. In this example, he put sound events for water and reverb using impulse response from a silo to give the effect of sitting water in a well. Robert placed his own music in a track with a health parameter that cuts off specific frequencies when you're near death. But that was not enough for Robert. No. Robert also made a snapshot that cuts the frequencies of the sound effects and put in samples of heavy breathing for when you're about to meet your maker. After all of this, Robert did the mixing live while he was connected to the game. He used Profiler to see that all the levels are good and no strange CPU spikes occur. Thanks for watching Robert Gustafsson's Fmod Studio demo reel. Please contact Robert if you have any questions or comments. No creatures were harmed during this production. Oh, who am I kidding? They were slaughtered.